Very good morning, all of you. Hope you all are doing well. Let's start with today's session, guys. Quick recap of yesterday's session. I guess yesterday we started with one topic called aggregate functions, right? If you remember, aggregate functions which take input as set of value, summarizes that value, and generates single value as output. It will always give you output as single value. And input it will take set of value. Then in that one aggregate function we discussed yesterday, that is count. Okay, so count was done. Moving ahead, next is sum. So what sum does? It will just calculate the total of all the values in the given column, whatever column name you mention. Here you are not allowed to write star. To count, you can give star. If you give star, it will count the number of rows. And if you give column, then as many values are there in that column, non-null values, it returns the count of it. In case of sum, there is no provision of star. You have to give the column name. Okay. It will find out the summation of all the non-null values in that column. Null values are not considered in summation. Okay. So as many non-null values are there in that column, it will give the summation of that values. Okay. And sum is to be applied on numeric column only. Don't apply it on character column like char, where, char, text. On that, don't apply sum. Apply it on numeric columns like integer, float, decimal. Okay. It is just going to give you the summation of it. Like suppose I'm giving column sum of salary. Okay. So as many values are there in that column, it will just give you total of it. Like for example, value 5 lakhs, 2 lakh, again 5 lakhs, then 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Okay. Maybe again 2 lakhs. So it is just going to give the total of it. Understanding? Clear? So this is 10, 17, and 4, 21. So it will give you answer as 21, the total. But if suppose before this column salary, I use word distinct, okay, then it will give you the sum of only distinct values. And remember, null is never considered. So the summation may change if you give distinct over here. It will take 5 once only, 2 once only, then 3, and then 4. So this is 7 and 7, 14. Understanding, guys? Normally, when you just write sum of salary, it is giving the total of it. 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2, which is 21, suppose. Okay. But if I'm writing distinct, then it will take only the distinct value and then its sum. So distinct 5 is repeating 2 times 1 only, 2 repeating 2 times once only, then 3 and then 4. What is the total of it? 40. Okay. And summation is to be applied only on which columns? Numeric columns. Okay. See. So it calculates the sum of all the values in a numeric column. Example, select sum of salary from employee. Now we already have an employee table. So on that only I'll try to apply. Okay. First I enter in that database. Right. And here I'm writing select sum of salary as total salary from employee. Okay. So from employee table, there is a salary column. I'm giving all the salaries to this sum, and sum will take the total of all that salary and give you one single value as output. See. Is it coming? 75 lakhs 90,000. Okay. And suppose I use distinct keyword. And remember, in some null values are not considered. They are anyway ignored. And if I put distinct over here, then it will take only distinct salaries and then their summation. Summation will change. See, see. Is it coming to 41 lakhs 48,000? I guess it is 41 lakhs only. Okay. So 41 lakhs 48,000. Is the answer changed? Why? Because it has considered the distinct salaries, means repeated salaries are considered once. And if you try to apply it on some non-numeric column, okay, from employee, it will not give error, but it will give you answer 0. Why? Because you're finding out the summation of name column and name contains all strings. So how you can get the summation of strings? Summation is to be done only on numeric values. Let it be whole numbers or floating point. Then similar to sum, we have average. Okay. Only what is the difference of average and sum? Average will take the sum and divide it with the number of values. First, it will take the summation of all the values, getting I equal to 1 to n. Means I'm saying in that column, there are n values. So x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4, as many, that all n values summation, and then divide it with n. Whatever summation you got, divide with n, you'll get the average. Understanding? Here also, this average is to be applied on numeric column. See, average of salary is okay, but average of name is wrong because name doesn't contain numeric value. Average of salary. So suppose salary is 5, then 2, then maybe 3, then come 4, then again comes 3, then again come 5. Okay, so total will be how much? This is 10, 15, 15 and 7, 22. Is it right? 22 divided by 6. I hope it is 22 only, no? Yes or no? 7 and 7 and 8
Yes, sir.
is 22. So 22 divided by 6. Whatever answer you get it? 3 point something you'll get. 6 threes are 18 and 6 fours are 24. So 3 point something you'll get. But suppose I use distinct keyword before this. It will take only the distinct salaries summation. So distinct salaries 5 one time, 3 one time, 2 and 4. Get it? 5 is repeating. It will take once only. 3 is repeating. It will take once. Then 2 and then 4. Now what is the total? 7 and 8. 15. 15 divided by 4. Okay. Here also you will get 3 point something, but the 3 point can be different. So accuracy may change if you are putting distinct and you are not putting distinct. So generally in data analysis, uh, if you need more accurate result, then use distinct keyword. Get it? So putting distinct and not putting distinct. I hope the difference is clear to you. When I put distinct, it is taking only the distinct values. How many distinct values are there? 4. Their summation divided by 4. And when distinct is not there, directly total divided by the number of values.
Actually, distinct key will be using for average sum, like where they are using. I'm not getting actually. I'm getting they are using before salary, but the example of where they are actually using distinct keyword for analysis.
For analysis, that
Yeah,
depends on the data set, what the data set is given for analysis. Whether it is a sales data, like if the
yeah.
data given is the
Actually,
sale,
if
if the sales
sales
data is
data,
given,
yeah,
employee
if
sale,
sales data, employees data, everything, the salary will be sum of salary, average of salary they will provide. I
huh.
think I'm not seen anywhere like sum of distinct salary, something like that. That's why.
No, if you need a accurate average, what is the average salary paid?
Yeah,
You will
it
need
will be
it.
take.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
suppose the
It will be take
company is having
only.
100 employees,
Yeah,
okay? And they're paying salary to it. And they want what is the average salary we pay to our employees.
yeah. At the time we can just use only average. The distinct
No,
will
but
be
the
take
answer will be
average.
more accurate. It will be more accurate if you give distinct.
Okay. Yeah.
Getting? Because there can be many employees who are having same salary.
Mm-hmm.
Getting? So if there are 100 employees and in which there can be some employees whose salary is same. Getting? So if
Mm-hmm.
you are not using distinct, it is just going to take the total of all the salaries divided by number of employees. You get an average salary. But if you put distinct, you'll get a more accurate average.
Okay. In
If you're
average, it is okay. For in some,
some also same thing, like if you don't want the repeated things, only the distinct value total if you want, then use distinct.
yeah. Okay.
Understanding, eh? Like if you don't want the total of all, you want the total of only the distinct values, then use distinct keyword. So if you are using distinct keyword, it will take only the unique values and then their summation it will give you. Correct? Means you want to say like, is it really applicable in salary case?
Yeah. Yeah. Not about
Right.
salary. It is really applicable in numeric or in the summation, in the average, in the multiplication. It will really applicable.
Yes, for average of salary, it is really applicable because if you're not using distinct for the salary, you'll get different average, and if you use distinct, you'll get a different average. There will be little bit difference in the average.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Getting? But there can be other data set also, not only employee data set. The data sets can be different. It can be sales data, like daily sales, how much is done every day. If one organization is there, they do everyday sales. So at the end, they want to find out how much average sale is done. Average daily sale, like day one this much sale, day two this much sale. So monthly average they want to find. On an average, how much sale we do. Correct? So that time you can find average or the sum. In that case, the distinct sum won't be useful because we want the total sale only, right or no? So total sale, I'll write sum of sale only. I won't write distinct over there, right? Like Monday sale, Tuesday sale means
Yeah. Yeah.
January 1, January 2, January 3, January 31st. So the total sale of whole month I want. That time distinct won't be any meaning
Yeah.
because that
That's
time
why.
you want the correct sale only. Correct?
Mm.
So it depends on the application. Right? You have to decide that here putting distinct will really make a meaning or not. But the provision is given. Okay? So what does average do? It computes the average of all values of a numeric column. Only numeric column only you apply. See, select average salary from employee. Example I will show you. Now here you will come to know. Like if I'm giving average of salary as AVG salary from employee. Okay. On an average 66,000 you're getting. So what it is doing, it is just taking the total of all the salaries. As many salaries are there, it is just taking the total and dividing with number of employees. Okay. And here if I put distinct, What is the average salary company gives to their employee? Now, can you see when you take distinct of that, you get 70,000 something. So there comes a change in it. Okay. Many things like if you want the average price of the product, like I'm selling some 50 products. So they can be of different prices. So I want on an average, what is the price of my product? That is actually giving the central value. Means all your values are uh, bound to that value. Means they are just before it or they are after it. Right? Or no? Average gives a central value. Right? And then from that average, we come to know that our other values are bound nearby. They are just before it or they are after it. They may be up more than the average or they may be less than the average. Like that. Okay? So when I put distinct, I hope you got it. The moment I put distinct, you got different average. And when I didn't put distinct, you got different average. Okay? Then finding out the minimum value and the maximum value. But minimum and maximum is applicable for not only numeric column. It is applicable for a text column, date. You can use it for date also, for text also, for number also. So if you are applying it on number, it will give you the minimum numeric value. If you apply it on text alphabetically first, it is called as lexicographically. So if the column is min of name, suppose, okay, so it will give you the minimum name. Minimum name is the name which comes very first in the lexicographical order, alphabetical order. So in alphabetical order, whoever is the first one, it will return you. And same thing is for max. Max will return you the last in the alphabetical order. Okay, if you give text, if you give date, then the last date and the first date. Okay, and numeric value, then the minimum value and the maximum value in the numeric. Okay, so it returns the smallest value in a column, and nulls are never considered, right? Then, example like finding out the minimum salary, and same way we have max returns the largest value in that column, and largest value can be on the number also, date also, and the numeric also. Here I have applied on numeric, so it will give you the largest numeric value, like on salary. This gives P to P. It's called as point to point. It tells you the range, like what is the minimum salary we pay and what is the maximum salary we pay. So that is the difference. What the difference you get, that is called as point to point, which is one of the factor in statistics. If you have learned statistics, I don't know. So minimum salary and the maximum salary. It gives you the bound that company provides maximum this much salary. Company provides minimum this much salary. Correct? So select min of salary as minimum salary I'll give. In that only max also you can print in one query from employee. Okay? Later I'll try to apply it on name as well. See. So minimum salary is 41,000, maximum salary is 1 lakh 2,000. Getting? Same query if I try to apply on name, like select min of name, max of name. Okay, so whichever is the first name in the alphabetic order in your table, in your employee table, whichever name comes first in the alphabetic order, that it will give, and whatever name is last in the alphabetic order, that is written. Okay? See, Arav Sharma and Yogesh Kulkarni. You can cross verify it by order by clause also. like select star from employee, order by name. I hope order by clause we have learned. Don't say no. Okay? See. Who is the first name in this alphabetical order? I've sorted it on the name basis, ascending. So which name is coming first? Arav Sharma. And which is the last name? Last name Yogesh Kulkarni. So that only you got here in minimum and maximum. Alphabetically last and alphabetically first. Same on date column also, but as in our table, employee table, we don't have a date column. Okay? So about all the aggregate functions, it is clear to you guys. Is it? Just quick confirmation you can give that all the five aggregate functions are
Yes.
clear to you. Minimum
Yes.
value, maximum value, count,
Sum, average, count.
sum and average. Okay? Now moving to next clause, that is a group by clause. Okay? But whenever you're using group by, along with that, you have to use aggregate. Correct? Means basically it is in conjunction with or in combination with aggregate only we use this. Okay? So suppose in your table you are having some column which is having repeated values. Like example, I'm taking city column. Okay? So there are repeated values. So I want to create groups of similar values, like all the records of Pune. So as many employees are there from Pune, they are one group. All those who stay in Mumbai, correct? They are one group, like that. Okay, so I want to create groups of similar values in some column. And then I want to apply aggregate on each group, on any column, any other column. Like other column is salary, okay, or name, minimum name, maximum name, or average of the salary, whatever. So I want to apply aggregate, but I don't want to apply aggregate on the whole table, right? I want to apply aggregate on different groups. But ultimately, aggregate function is not spoiling its definition. Aggregate function says I take input as set of value, summarize them, and give you single value as an output. Here also, but here you will get one value for one group. Means what will happen? It will take the values as input of one group. Whatever values are there in one group, it will take, apply aggregate, one result. Again, it will apply aggregate on values of the second group. Apply on that values and you'll get one output. So how many outputs? As many groups. As many group formed, that many aggregate outputs you will get. Okay? Okay. So in short, when to use group by clause? When you're having some column in which there are repeated values, you want to create groups of similar values in that column and then apply aggregate on each group. Okay, you want to apply aggregate on each group. That time we use group by clause. Okay, so syntax is like this: select. Then here you will give that column on which the grouping is done. Always remember, here you have to mention the name of the column on which you want to do the grouping. Then you will give aggregate function on any other column. Okay, any other column, not necessarily this column. This is that column which is having a repeated value. Whatever column name I write here, it is that column in which repeated values are there. Understanding? And I want to form the groups of similar value. Example, I gave city. So I want to create group of all Mumbai, all Bengaluru, all Chennai, getting all Hyderabad. This way groups. And then on each group, I want to apply aggregate. Normally in the previous exercises, was it applying aggregate on all the values in the table, the entire table? As many values are there in that whole table, it is applying and one value it is giving. Now we are going to apply aggregate on groups. Correct? So select column name. This is that column which is going to have repeated value, or this is that column on which the grouping is done. Then you will give the aggregate function and the column on which you want to apply aggregate from table. And then you have to use this clause group by. Okay? And mention the column name on which the grouping, and that is this column only. Understanding? Group by, and this whatever column I have given, that you have to mention here. Okay? So will it create groups of similar value in this column? Whatever column name I have given, group by column 1. So whatever values are there in that column, it will create group of similar values. Okay? And then in that group, as many values are there in column 2, it will apply the aggregate and get one value for one group. Again, second value for second group. So how many outputs you will get? As many groups are formed. Correct? And grouping can be done on multiple columns as well. So if you have multiple column, that also you write column 1, column 2. So here group column 1, group by column 1, column 2. But when you do multiple column, it is like sorting on multiple column. If you remember, when I wrote order by city, comma name. So first it's sorted on city. Correct? So same city groups were created. Then in that city, as many employees, they were arranged according to name. You're also same. First, it will create groups on column 1. Then in that group, again, it will create subgroups on column 2. And then in that each subgroup, it will apply aggregate. Understanding? So multi-column grouping also is possible. So if you are doing grouping on column 1, comma, column 2. So first the group is created on which column? Column 1. Column 1 basis groups are created. Then in that group, again it will create subgroups on column 2. And then on each subgroup, it will apply aggregate. Each subgroup apply aggregate. Okay, I hope clear, right? I will take some examples. So it is used to group rows, and grouping is done on what basis? That column which is having similar value. Okay, so it is used to group rows that have same values in some column. Otherwise, there is no meaning of creating group. Group banane ka, in real life also, we create groups when there are more than one member, then only we create group. Is a group of only single person allowed? No. Even that WhatsApp also doesn't allow. In WhatsApp, when you try to create group, you are the one, and then one more you have to add, then only the group is formed. Right or no? So in real life also group when we say, so group is with more than one value. So always you do grouping on that column which is going to have repeated value. Then on each group you will apply aggregate. So you want the sum of each city, sum of salary of each city, or sum of you want number of employees in each city. I want the roll call. How many employees are there in each city? Get it? City-wise number of employees I want. So I'll apply aggregate on each group, right? I want average salary of each city, city-wise average salary. Then we will apply group by. Get it? So it helps us to do calculations like finding total or averages for each group. Now how the syntax is. See, very simple. Select column 1. Please remember this is that column on which the grouping will be done. Whatever column name you write, it is assumed that this is the column on which the grouping is done. Understanding? Clear? So select column 1, then the aggregate function and the column on which you want to apply aggregate. From table, group by column 1. And remember, multi-column grouping is also possible. Okay? Now this query is going to give you average salary of each department. Okay, so will it create group on department basis? All employees of HR, all employees of IT, all employee of finance. Then as many employees are there in HR, their salary summation or average. As many employees are there in IT, their salary average. Understanding? Clear? Okay. I'll give you the output. One example we will see. Select. Okay. I'm going to do it on department basis. I'm doing grouping on department basis. What I want, average salary of each department as average salary from employee. And then you have to strictly write group by. You can have where clause before group by. Means after from you can apply where and then group by. But you cannot apply where after group by. Once the grouping is done, then you cannot apply where clause. Where clause is to filter individual records. So first you have to filter the records, and then after the records are filtered, on the filtered records you can apply group by. Okay, so group by, and strictly you have to mention here the same column name which are given here along with that aggregate. Okay, see spelling of department. Okay, see, is it giving average salary department wise? See, IT. So as many employees were there in IT, as many are there in IT. Take an example we will take. See, select department comma salary from employee, order by department. I'm sorting on department. I'm just trying to show you how it is. See, now we have all the records of finance. As many records are there in finance, their salary average, one value you got. Again, as many are there in HR, as many employees are there in HR, their salary average, one value. So we are getting one value for each department, right or no? In this case, as many employees are there in each department, their salary average. See, department salary average, department salary average. Okay? You can apply different cases. Like I want the roll call of each department. Means I want how many employees are there in each department. So I'll write department, comma, count star. Count star means number of rows as number of employees from employee group by department. So will it give you number of employees in each department? Count star means number of rows, but number of rows, will it apply on the whole table or on each group? On each group, guys. See, IT 25, 35 employees, HR 29 employees, finance 26 employees. Getting on? No? This way you can do multi-level also. Like I want city-wise, department-wise number of employees. Means I want in each city, and inside each city, for each department, how many employees are there? You can do it. See, city, comma, department, comma, count star as number of employees from employee group by city, comma, department. We are doing grouping on multiple column, guys. So is it first going to create group of city? Yes or no, guys? Will the group be for
Yes, yes.
first city, one city, all from maybe Ahmedabad, all from Bhopal, all from Bengaluru, getting all from Chennai. So the groups are created. Now in that, will it again create groups of department? Means from Ahmedabad only. Again, will it create group of all the employees from IT, all from HR, all from finance? These are the subgroups of Ahmedabad city. And again on these subgroups, it will apply count star, means how many rows in each group. So like this multi-level grouping also you can do. See, can you find out? And after this, if you want to sort it on the city basis or department, here also if I click, you'll come to see. So first the group is done on which basis? City. So Ahmedabad group. In that again subgroup on department, right? And then in each department, how many records? So you can see in Ahmedabad IT 3 employees, Ahmedabad sales 4 employees. Understanding? No? Clear? Same way Bangalore. In Bangalore, IT how much, HR how much, finance how much, sales. Again Chennai. This way, the multi-grouping is done. First, the group is on city, and then in each city, the group is on department, and then on each department group, you are applying counts. Okay, so is this multi-level grouping also clear to you?
Yeah, I think it is work like a pivot table in Excel, right?
Uh-huh. Yes, you have that. Okay. It is cross-table concept, but that you can do more better in Pandas library if you're using for data analysis. If you're going for data analysis, so if you use this Pandas library and all, so that gives more functionality or more flexibility. Okay? Because that pivot table is that only na, applying uh, aggregates on different variations. Okay? Now moving to having clause. So multi-level, single column grouping, multi-column grouping. I hope you got it. Right? Now moving to having clause. Okay? This is again very common interview question. That is, what is the difference between a where clause and a having clause? The purpose is same. Okay, for filtering records. Whenever you want to filter the records, both are used. Only the difference is where clause will filter individual records. This is your table. Okay. So where clause is going to apply the condition on each row of your table, individual record. So it will apply the condition on one row, second row, third row. And those rows which satisfy that condition, they are only filtered. So where clause is for filtering the records. Okay. And having clause is to filter the output of the group by. Means already you have applied group by. and you got the output of group by, like see, city wise, number of employees. Okay, whatever. A city is there, there are 20 employees. B city, there are 50 employees. Okay, C city, there are 15 employees. D city is there, there are 35 employees. Okay, so first of all, you have applied group by, and on each group, you have applied aggregate. So you have done grouping on the city basis, and you have found the number of employees in each city. You got this output. Now on this again, I want to apply the condition. So I cannot use where clause because where clause is used to apply the condition on individual rows, single row. Okay. But if you want to apply condition on the output of the aggregate, then we have to use having clause. In short, you want to filter what you want to filter the output of group by. You have done grouping and you have got the output of group by each group, some aggregate, each group, some. And again, in this, I want to do the filtering. Like, I want to print all the cities who are having more than 20 employees. Getting? Means my query is like that print the names of all the cities who are having more than 20 employees. So this city is not having more than 20. Is this having? Yes. This not having. Is this having more than 20? Yes. So now only these two records should get printed. But are these the records of the table or they are the output of the group by? This output I have got after group by. And then after group by also, I want to do the filtering. Then we need to use having clause. Get it? So having is a companion of group by. You have to remember like that. Get it? Meaning whenever you're using having, obviously you have used group by. Because without group by, you cannot use having. Because having is applied on the result of group by. If you want to apply condition on the individual rows, guys, then what you will do, you will use where clause. And if you want to apply condition on the outcome of group by, then use having clause. Both are for filtering purpose only. Their whole sole purpose is same for filtering. But filter what? Filter individual rows, then apply where clause. And if you want to filter the result of group by, then use having. ठीक है तो select here you'll write column 1. Obviously this is which column which is having repeated value. This is that column on which you are going to do grouping. Then you will apply the aggregate on some any other column from whatever your table is. Then you will do grouping. Group by obviously which column? C1. Please remember whenever you use group by, then the column which you give in group by comes here, or whatever column you give here, on that only what is to be done? Grouping. So if this much query I run, what I'll get for each similar value in column 1, the aggregate is applied, right? As many similar values are there in column 1, the groups are created, and on each group we apply aggregate, and for each aggregate you get the output. Now, whatever output you got from aggregate, that also you want to filter. Then you have to write having. Okay? Having and then give the condition. But please remember, this is the condition applied on the result of aggregate. Therefore, generally in this condition, what is used? Aggregate functions. Okay? And actually, some database management, like I guess Postgres or Oracle, they don't allow directly to use having. You have to use group by and then only you're allowed to use having. Means without group by, you cannot use having. But in MySQL, there is a provision that if you don't write this group by and you're directly writing having, it doesn't give an error, but what it does is it considers the whole table only as one group. Means it is not forming group because you have not given group by. So what it does, it considers the complete table only as one group. And on that whole table, it applies aggregate. And then on that, it applies this condition. So generally, it is meaningless to write only having if you are not writing group by. Practically, we use having only when you have done grouping. Getting? So basic difference is clear to you between having and where clause. When do we use where clause? When we want to filter.
Can we use where class and having class in the one query?
But first you have to use where.
Yeah.
First you have to filter the records, then you group them, and then you apply having. So that is valid. It is 100% valid. Like first you are writing select, then your from, then where. So where will filter the records, and on that filtered records, again you are doing grouping, and then whatever grouping on that you are applying having. This sequence is valid. Okay. Okay. But what is the basic difference of having and where clause? Are both used for filtering only? Is the whole sole purpose same for filtering? But the basic difference is where clause filters. Quickly tell me, I'm waiting for your answer.
Where class will filter entire table, but having will filter only group by class.
Now, filter group by or outcome of group by.
Yeah, out by, yeah.
Getting? So where clause filters individual rows. So in your table, as many rows are there? As many rows in my table. Where clause will apply that condition on this condition on each row. Correct? Each single row, it will apply that condition. And those rows which satisfy that condition are only filtered. So when you want to filter the records, then use where clause. And suppose you have group by and you have got an outcome of that group by. And after that, you want to apply filtering, then you have to go for having. So having is also for filtering, but it filters individual row, or does it filter the outcome of group by? Like I've done city-wise number of employees. So I've done the grouping on which column? City. And what I have applied on each group? Count. Okay. So I've got each city and the number of employees in each city. Getting? Now after this, whatever outcome I have got for each group, grouping I have done on the city basis. Understanding? So city and the aggregate is count star. Now again in this I want to do the filtering. Then I have to do having clause. Okay? So please keep that thing in mind. It is a very common interview question. Difference between having clause and where clause. Getting? All these things are mentioned in my book. All the extra things, the differences, what are asked in the interviews, the commonly asked questions. Okay? Systematically, the points are given, which helps you in preparing. Okay. So the having clause is just like where clause, but the main difference is it works on aggregate. Who works on the aggregated data? Having. And who works on individual row? Where clause. Okay. And it is to be used along with group by. Means first you do group by, and then whatever result of group by you have got, on that you will apply having. Okay. Only in MySQL there is a provision that if you are not writing group by and you're directly writing having, what it does, it considers the whole table only as one group. Okay? It helps to filter the groups based on condition. So is it going to filter individual record or it is going to filter the group outcome? So whatever outcome you have got after group by, that is also again filtered. Syntax basic thing is same. This is the column on which the grouping is done. So same column you have written in group by. Then the aggregate which you want to apply from table group by the column name and then the having. Okay. So I want to display all the departments whose average salary is more than 50,000. So department wise average salary I'll find out. Department A department. Okay. We have got average salary 25,000. B department average salary 10,000. C department average salary 22,000. D department average salary 13,000. So department wise average salary you have got. But from this also I want to filter that departments whose average salary is more than 15,000. Like this one and this one. This department won't come, this department, because their average salary is not more than 15,000. Getting? Then I'll apply having clause. You can use this alias name here, or you can write this whole thing only again here. Having average salary greater than 15,000. If you have given a alias name, that name also you can write, or directly that aggregate function only here you can write. Okay? Okay. See here. I'll give you some other example. Select city-wise number of employees. I'm using. So count star as number of employees from employee, and I'm doing grouping. Okay. I'm doing grouping on city basis. So here first what I'll get, each city number of employees. Like in Pune, we are having 35 employees, Mumbai 25 employees, Nasik 12, like that. Okay. But from this, I want only those cities which are having employees more than 15. Okay. This query has given you city-wise number of employees, city-wise number of employees, city-wise number of employees. But I want only those cities which are having number of employees more than 15. So can I add here having clause? Having number of employees greater than 15. So now you will get only those cities whose number of employee count is more than 15. Number of employees. Okay? See. So are only three cities remaining? Previously, when I wrote this query, it gave you all city and the number of employee in it. Right or no? City and the number of employees. City number of. Is this the outcome of aggregate, guys? Just tell me yes or no. Is this the outcome of aggregate? And aggregate is what? Count star. And aggregate is applied on each group of department. So in short, is it the outcome of group by grouping on the city basis?
Yes.
Get it? And on this again, I want to do filtering. Means already I have got the outcome of group by. Grouping is done on the city basis. So each city wise number of employee, city wise number of employee. Okay. Now in this also, I want those cities which are having more than 15 employees. So I added this having clause. So see, now only three departments are remaining. Sorry, three cities, because these are the three cities which are having how many employees? More than 15, 35, 25, 18. Understanding, guys? Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Quickly, some questions. Few we might have solved it already. Just will try to solve it again. Like write a query to find the number of employees in each city, which I just now did. We want to print number of employees in each city. So is this applicable? If I copy this in here, I'm just writing. Is this query all good for this? Is it going to give number of employees in each city? Means we are counting the number of records city wise. Okay? See. Pune city 35, Mumbai 25, Nashik 12, like that. Do you agree with this answer? Then write a query to find the maximum salary of employees in each city in descending order. Means we want city-wise maximum salary. Let's see, in Pune we have 35 employees. So what is the maximum salary in that 35 employees? Mumbai we have 25 employees. What is the maximum salary in that 25 employees? Hyderabad we are having 7 employees. So what is the maximum salary of those 7 employees? Okay. So city wise, what we want to find out? Max salary. Quickly, 2 minutes it will take, guys, so that we can solve exercise in next. City wise, max. Okay. From employee and group by city. So you can see each city, what is the maximum sal? Pune, maximum sal is 1 lakh 2,000. Mumbai, 97,000. Nashik, 75,000. So this is the max sal of only that city. 81,000 it has taken from those 7 employees. 1 lakh something which has come, that is from those 35 employees. Understanding? No? Clear? Then write a query to display the total number of employees in each department. And here I forgot to write descending order. So descending, if you want to give, here you will write order by that max salary descending. Okay? I'll remove this. See, is it giving in descending order? Ahmedabad, Nashik, Hyderabad, descending salaries. So you can use order by after group by. Quickly, just tell me about the next one. We want to find out the number of employees in each department. Write a query to display total number of employees in each department in descending order. Okay, so is this right? Select department,
Department,
then
count of
count
employee
star.
name.
Name also or star also you can take. Star means you can take the number of records only. No? Number of records in that department.
Yeah.
Okay, as number of employees from employee and grouping on what basis? Department and order by number of employees. Group by, I forgot to write. Number of employees descending. So that department which is having maximum roll call will come first and in the decreasing manner. See, IT is having maximum, then sales, then HR, then finance, and then purchase. Is it coming in decreasing order? And if you take the total of this, it will be 140. because we have 140 employees. And last, quickly you tell me so that we can stop with today's session. Write a query to list the average salary of each department. Average salary of each department. But only those departments which are having average salary more than 1200, we will change the number. ठीक है?
Select department and average salary from the employee table, group by department, and have
Average
it.
salary as AVG salary.